You approach the camp of the Eş'aba. Wait. I recognize you from Faharajad's palace. He would not listen to us. And now, we all pay for his stubbornness. Faharajad sent you to ask for our help? Now? The nerve of this king. Well, if you seek my father, you should know he, and many other of our warriors, are extremely ill. Some are dead. Our water was poisoned. I suspect it was the necromancers, the withered hand, but it is of little importance now. All that matters is finding the ingredients for the antidote. If my father dies, there is no Eş'aba for the king to call upon. Will you help me then? Come quickly then. Meet me at my tent in camp.
Talia! Talia! Is that you? I'm so dizzy.
The chief is gravely ill. I fear Tuwaka may claim him soon.
Stay back, Wanderer. You are welcome to our camp, but our chief is not entertaining guests. Like so many of our warriors, he has been poisoned. Only his daughter may disturb his rest. The king has waited too long. So many warriors have died, and Marima holds on to life by a thread. We will answer the king's call to the best of our ability, but I fear we can do very little. You should speak to Talia if you haven't already.
Dogs and sons of dogs, jackals and fiends, swords aloft. Come, brothers, come, and...
Why do I have to do this? Our tribe is beset by sickness. Is this the end of the Eş'aba?
This poison strikes like a scorpion, just below the ribs.
I beg your pardon, O Wayfarer, but I must hold to my work. Many and many of my tribe folk require attention.
If I only could get to my feet, draw my weapons. By Onsi's bright blade, I would die in combat, not like this.
I'm all right. Just tired. Go and tend to the others.
Tuwaka, I cannot heed your summons. Not yet. Just a few days more, and I will cleave that withered hand in two.
Longer than I'd planned. Again and again and again.
If my brother is taken from me, by Onsi's bright blade, I will visit a bloodstorm upon the withered hand, such as the world has never seen.
I took only a sip before they stopped me. Empty your water skin and move on, O Wayfarer. It is not safe here. Because that is the only thing I drink, O curious one. We are an austere people, by and large. The Eş'aba have many enemies. Those who don't understand us. And so they fear us. And those who do understand us. And fear us even more. That was not very forthcoming, was it? Very well. Necromancers would poison us. For them, we slay.
Here. I've marked on your map where my father says we can find the ingredients. Lead the way.
Dwellers of darkest oblivion, come forth. The veil is pierced. Pass through the gate, I entreat thee. Thank you.
I will see my fallen brothers and sister avenged, even if it is the last thing I ever do. My father has been chief of the tribe for 26 years. We would not know what to do without him. Who would have believed the withered hand would poison our water? If you are leaving the area, I cannot accompany you. I will return to my tent. Here! I've marked on your map where my father says we can find the ingredients. Lead the way. We must hurry. So many Eş'aba have already died. Please, Father. There must be some way.
You must accept this, Talia. My time has come. Go. Prepare the potion. I must... You are welcome to our camp.
I do not...
We are usually generous hosts,
I will
but
do as you say, Father.
under the circumstances, I hope you understand. You have seen, of course. The tribe is weak, and I am soon to return to the sand. Another must fulfill the sacred duty of the Eş'aba. That other is you. It has been foreseen. Yes, there can be no doubt. The withered hand, we have never faced such a threat. But it is our duty to stop them. You must become one of us. You must become an Eş'aba. Then, you must stop the withered hand. There is a ritual. My daughter, I told her the ingredients were for an antidote. But she knows now. They are for your initiation. There's not much time. You must decide. Are you willing to join us to become an Eş'aba? I understand your hesitation, but whether you join us or not, defeating the Withered Hand is your destiny. By becoming Eş'aba, you are simply fulfilling our duty by doing what you are already destined to do. Nothing further is expected. Thank you. You move a great weight off of the heart of a dying man. The future of our tribe, our honor, depends on you fulfilling our duty and fighting the Withered Hand. My daughter is not happy right now. She's as stubborn as her mother was. But death will not be stayed. Be assured, though, Initiate, after you complete the trial, she will help you fight the Hand, if you wish. That is good. I believe she is finished mixing the potion for your initiation. Speak to her when you are ready to begin the trial. May Tuwaka guide your path, Initiate. Always.
The great man lies dying over there, and he has put all his faith in you. I hope it is not misplaced. I have finished mixing the potion for your initiation. Whenever you are ready, we can begin the trial. Very well. Then here it is. Go to the Mikada in the back of the tent and drink. Be prepared, Initiate. The potion will bring on a vision of the past. When the vision is over, you will know what it means to be a Eş'aba.
Samir, my brother. Finally you stir. Did you drink too deeply from the starry well last night? This is unlike you. Quickly, pull yourself together. We can afford no idle time today. Morwaz, mercy. Maybe you took a head bump too. Did you forget about the battle? The regatta will drive these evil elves from our lands for good. I am to fight at your side today, brother. Tell me you still feel up to it. Now there is the Samir I know. Sometime you will have to tell me what has befallen on this last night. A story of wildness, I am sure. Come now, though. Our father prepares to address the regatta. He is expecting us.
Regatta, you all know that the elves are outside our walls. These infidels call us barbarians. They would drive us from this land, but what the elves do not know is that Rupka himself guided us to these shores. He decreed that the Alakir would be our home. Today, the infidels will see the strength of the Shahai. Unsea will guide our blades. Today, the sands will run red with elven blood!
In Rutga's name!
You look strong, Samir. My heart is proud. I believe this will be a day of destiny for you and your brother. If we wish to remain here, we must cleanse the land of these elves' taint. Yes, and much of the glory for this victory will go to you and your brother. I send you forth as my champions to slice through the elves' ranks and find their leader. You will cut off the snake's head, and then the body will wither and die. Yes, it is a great honor and a great responsibility. You have proven your valor time and again, Samir. I know you will succeed and clear the way for our people's future. Go now, and go with the gods, my son. You have my blessing. I know you will be victorious, my son. May Unsea guide your blade.
Give me a moment, Samir. I must make my offering to Unsea. Come to my tent when you are ready to enter the battle. Our deeds today will be remembered for generations to come, brother. Lead on.
eager to die.
You've already lost. While you charged me, we went behind and killed your king. Ha!
Must have gone through the crypt. Quickly, we must stop them. I smell death in here, Samir. Gods, look at the walking bones. These elves have no shame. Blood and faith, Samir. What has befallen here? Quickly, we must find Father. Ask the Vizier where he is.
You are too late, Samir. Your father is dead. Even worse, some elven necromancer. He turned your father into an abomination. The necromancer slew your father and then reanimated his corpse. It is the most terrible thing I have ever seen. He is lost. There is nothing to be done for it. Samir, you must not go in there. You would have to strike down your own father. As darkly as these events have transpired, our laws remain sacred. Your father is honored dead. Harm his remains, and you dishonor yourself. Yes, there is no other choice to be made. I know your father would not want us to abandon our new home here, but he could not have foreseen this. He would not have us break the sacred law. You must not even consider such a thing.
We should discuss this, Samir. Come with me. Fate has dealt us a cruel hand, my brother. I agree with you. Father would not want us to flee our home. But do we dishonor ourselves? To kill him would mean exile, but I'm willing to do this if you command. Because it is clear that one of us must make this sacrifice. You are in line to become king now. If you strike our father, you would be throwing all of this away. For me, there is not as much at stake. Just speak the command and I will go, brother. Thank you. In some ways, this is an honor for me. Let us just hope that all that sparring we did in the courtyard has prepared me for this. If so, I will return momentarily. If not, then this is goodbye. done, Samir. Whatever that thing was, it was not our father. I know that in my heart. We must respect the law, though. I struck down our father. I desecrated his remains. I must be exiled. No. Enough tragedy has befallen our kingdom today. I would not disrespect our sacred laws. To attempt to avoid my fate would mean the sacrifice I have made was in vain. You must let me go, brother.
Trading here.
Welcome back. You were gone for longer than I expected. I trust you walked beside Prince Hakmir of Yath and experienced the events that led to his exile. He was. Hakmir went on to start a family and a tribe in exile. They wandered the desert as nomads and became known as the Eş'aba. Samir became king and ruled peacefully until years later, when he again faced the threat of necromancers and undead. The colony from Yath would have fallen, but Hakmir led his tribe against the necromancers and their army of risen dead. The Eş'aba accepted the dishonor of fighting the dead to save the kingdom. So it has been ever since. You have now witnessed the first sacrifice, and you know that true honor need not be named. You are one of us. You are Eş'aba. We will recognize you as our sister, and together, we will uphold the sacred duty of our tribe. Yes, the words have been spoken. Normally, my father would conduct a small ceremony and speak the words, but his spirit moved on while you were unconscious. His last request was that you and I would destroy the Withered Hand. There is little we can do to help our fellow Eş'aba here now. So we should do as my father wished. We should dedicate ourselves to destroying the Withered Hand. They killed my father. I will enjoy the opportunity to even the score. There is a place to the northeast, a sacred place called Tuatha's Throne. It is a place of quiet and of honor. Many, many heroes have been laid to rest there. I worry what would happen if the Withered Hand were to go there. I must see to the consecration of my father's remains. It would be disrespectful to do otherwise. Go on to Tuatha's Throne. Look for an Eş'aba named Ramati. I know these sands well. I will catch up with you soon enough.
Welcome to the tribes.
It is our duty as Eş'aba to assist the king if he calls upon us. I only wish he had called on us earlier. Perhaps this...
No charge to have a look.
Oh, my. When will I learn not to trust Stibbons? He's ruined everything. Oh, such a relief to see a familiar face in this ghastly desert. Particularly today. You helped me get the crown of Anton. Would you consider assisting in my archaeological efforts again? I've encountered something of a setback here. Well, I discovered this fabulous portal in the Ayleid ruins. I sent my assistant through, and it was a mistake. The portal apparently leads to somewhere in the Grotwood, and basically he returned with the Aldmeri army at his heels. Yes, and unfortunately it seems they're now planning a full-scale invasion. Establishing a base, building siege weapons. We need to close the portal, quickly. I discovered an old tome that explains how, if I can find it again. Will you help me? You're a true hero, and I mean that. My camp is beside the ruins. That's where I left the book we need. Get the book, use it to activate the large pillars in the ruins. Then meet me inside the west door to the lower ruins. The portal's down there. I suppose that's a reasonable question. As you might imagine, the elves have locked the main entrance to the portal room. There is a back way, however, through an old prison of some sort. The pillars unlock the door into the prison. Oh, I haven't the foggiest notion what's in the prison. It's been centuries, though. Whatever was down there is surely dead. If not, well, you seem capable enough. And it can't be any worse than the damned elves. My researchers in High Rock gave me the essential background. Salas-Эн was an Ayleid stronghold, built by human slaves in the Merethic era. The elves eventually got what they deserved during the Yokuden colonization of Hammerfell in the First Era. It's quite fascinating, really. It would seem to prove that the Altmer and the Ayleids were still connected further into the Merethic era than we believed. I actually wrote a book on the subject. Well, someone wrote it for me, but who's counting? How kind of you to ask. Let's see. I was in Hrothgar for a while, but Orcish history is such a bore, so I left there and visited some Dwemer ruins in Morrowind. Then I wound up coming here. Stibbins has remained with me, of course, regrettably. Who knows? Who cares? The blathering fool created such a mess here. He's become a liability, especially since the Tomb of Kings. I have a new man assisting me now. He's much more efficient. Not as efficient as you, but you're not for hire.
Oh, hello there. I remember you, from that tomb in Glenumbra. My memory is so foggy, but I remember your face. You won't believe this, but Lady Laurent has fired me. Now I don't know what to do. Because it's all my fault. The Aldmeri. Lady Laurent sent me through the portal to investigate. When the elves saw me, I ran and led them to the portal. So now she hates me. Please, I beg you, will you help me get back in her good graces? Praise you, praise you. I'm trying to gather all her things, but her tools are scattered out in the ruins, and those are her most important possessions. If you'll get the tools for me, I just know she'll forgive me. I just know it. There's one more thing you should know. Lady Laurent hired this thuggish Tamian fellow. I believe she already asked him to recover her tools. You should speak to him up on the ramparts, and tell him we have it taken care of. Because he's a brute, and I need to be the one to give her the tools. If I can't make her forgive me, she'll just leave me here, and then what will I do? This is my only chance. No, that expedition was quite a success. And I was the one who found you. There's simply no explanation for why she's treating me this way.
How much siege equipment do we need? The element of surprise already assures our victory.
Well, if it isn't my old friend from Crosswich. Let me guess, Lady Laurent has you helping clean up this mess she made. Or is it Stibbins, the bootless coward? He's hoping Lady Laurent will forgive him. It could be worse. Lady Laurent pays well, and she's got a pretty ambitious travel schedule. So I'm getting to see places I'd never dreamed of. Can't say this desert's one of the highlights, though. Did he? I'm surprised he could get that out through the whimpering and whining. Lady Laurent already has someone to recover her tools. And you would recover them and give Stibbons the credit? Just following orders. Even before this, Stibbons couldn't keep up, so Lady Laurent hired me. I was just getting a bird's eye view before getting to work. Say, though, if you were going to save Stibbons the trouble, why not help me instead? Well, for one thing, I'm better looking. For another, I'm actually getting paid. Stibbons was always just a glorified slave. Help me get the tools and I'll cut you in. Don't think too long. I'll go down there and get the tools myself if I have to. They're in backpacks, by the way. I bet Stibbons didn't even tell you that. I was wondering if you were going to ask that. Yeah, I snatched up a few tool bags earlier. But there's no reason for me to give them to you, is there? I suppose if you want to lug around the extra weight, I won't complain. Once you've got them all, though, just remember to bring them back to me, not Stibbons. Don't think too long. I'll go down there and get the tools myself if I have to. They're in backpacks, by the way. I bet Stibbons didn't even...
Move! Now!
Evil's triumph!
Well, I think I've gathered up all of Lady Laurent's personal effects from the camp. I just need those tools from out in the ruins. I don't suppose you beat Tamian to them, did you? Praise the Eight! You just saved my reputation and my livelihood. Can I have the tools, then? Ha! That sneaky Tamian fellow sure will be surprised. Hopefully now Lady Laurent will forgive me and realize we don't need any hired help. A mercenary. What in oblivion was she thinking?
Dominions.
You certainly made short work of those elves. There seem to be few odd skeletons down here. No problem for you, I'm sure. Now, I assume you found the old tome in my camp? Thank you very much. Fortunately, I can translate the ancient Iliad, and that should tell us how to close the portal. It's through this door right behind me. The problem is that it's locked, but it appears that it's controlled by a switch deeper in the ruins. Would you be a dear and find the switch? Oh, if only I could have someone like you around full-time. If you'll get the switch, that will give me time to study up whatever words I need to speak to close the portal. Once you get it opened, I'll just go on in, so meet me in the portal room.
Before you speak, stranger, know this. For centuries, a spell has bound me. Many have tried to free me and failed. This prison has no lock or bonds to break. Did you hear me? This is no common spell. It was cast by Ultimate wizards long since dead. This is a true curse. The task is beyond you. Of course, a fool would still try. Do as you wish. I won't harbor faint hope. For centuries, amateurs like yourself have tried to release me. Fools, all of you. You'd have a better chance of becoming the next Emperor. It pains me to speak of the past. Would you force me to relive such bitter memories? Ha! Please. There's a word I remember well. Please, she said to me. No one will know, she promised. She was wrong. Nuralanya, she was called in her High Elven tongue. She was just Nura when we were together. I could deny her nothing. I was enthralled, a slave madly in love with his master. Our secret was eventually exposed, and the elves were furious. Our love was an abomination in their eyes. They decided execution was too kind a punishment for our crime. I was here, and she was there. To see one another, but not able to hear, or touch, or hold. Yet even that torment was insufficient for their retribution. The elves wove a spell to extend my life and prolong my torment. Elves live a long time, but not forever. I sat and watched as Nura slowly grew old and died. Sometime after that, the Regatta came and slaughtered the other elves. But even with them dead, the spell held strong. It was the Regatta, the warrior wave. The warriors sought vengeance. The swords of Yakuta passed through these halls, and the High Elves were washed away. They would have killed me, were it not for this spell. Instead, I watched, safely ensconced within this prison, as my captors were slaughtered. Many centuries passed before I learned who the warriors were, or from whence they came. A foreign people had arrived on these shores. They came from a distant land. Yakuta, it was called. Yakutan warriors set out to conquer the new world they found. Singers named them the Regatta. It pains me to speak of the past. Fine. What would you ask? It was the Regatta. Fine. What would you ask of me? If I knew, don't you think I would have escaped by now? All I know is the tiles must be used in the right order, and the order was determined by time, whatever that means. expect that to work. How are you doing that? You may be onto something. By the bloody fangs of Moloch! By the stench of Moloch's gaping maw! What have you done? How can this be? I'm free? I should thank you, but I don't even think this is what I wanted. It's been so long since my life was my own. This is all I know. I don't want to leave.
The orc I know and love would never utter such words.
Nura, is it really you? It's been so long.
We've suffered enough of this curse. By the grace of Mara, I've been allowed to take you beyond this mortal realm.
Finally, a release from the suffering of this world.
Come, my love. We have the rest of eternity to be together.
elves. They have so much faith in that seal they put on the main door. They don't even have anyone guarding the portal. I'm not complaining, though. Are you ready to do this? All right. You're going to have to protect me, though. The chamber may be clear now, but as soon as I start the ritual, they'll realize it on the other side. They might try to charge through and stop us. All right, let's get this started. Go Woohoo! Take that, you damned elves! Oh, wait, I just lost my place. Alusaba. Takio? Takio. How do you pronounce this? All right, I think I've got it. Mala Alu Takeo. Well, that takes care of that now, doesn't it? I'm actually quite relieved. It would have been so embarrassing to have been responsible for the fall of Alakir. After I opened the portal, I considered just leaving and denying that I was ever here. I am too. Now. If you would, though, I still would prefer to keep this quiet. I do have a reputation to uphold, you know. Finally. The elves came damn near ruining my entire expedition. Of course, Stibbons was really to blame. Regardless, I'll be glad to get back to studying the runes instead of skulking around and trying to hide from the elves.
just keep asking myself, why in oblivion would you have decided to help Stibbons? I have to believe that you were motivated by some deluded sense of pity. I feel sorry for both of you.
Ugh.